CannaCast Live. Here joining us today, we have Kyle CoHee from Lighten Up Provisioning and MicroBuddery.
It's a tongue twister.
We talked about those. I knew I was going to slip it up. I am Ida Pearl-Lee, the Deputy Director here at the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association.
And I'm Isaiah Roberts, the Development Director here at the MiCIA.
Yay, thank you for joining us. So before we start off, we're going to do our news segment.
Yes. And some new news in Lansing. Possession of drug paraphernalia will no longer be punishable under Lansing ordinance following a vote from City Council Monday night. But it is still there's a possibility to be arrested in Lansing for possession, the paraphernalia, regardless if you have actual content on you or not.
That's really actually nice to hear, though. I mean, we're starting to break down stigmas. That's huge.
They say you can feel safe now. We're making the right steps to actually take that.
Yeah, that's true.
Huge.
That's true. Our second story today is comes to us out of a U.S. Air Force base. While hemp and its derivatives are federally legal, a growing number of states have regulated marijuana markets. A Massachusetts base of the military branch emphasized that possessing a drug cannabis product can result in disciplinary action. Hemp, CBD, and traces of THC can be found in a number of products like shampoos, lotions, and lip balms that you can buy on the open market. You cannot bring them into the installation. Even if it's for your pet, it's still illegal. So even military bases are cracking down on CBD. And our third story is the head of the Federal Drug Agency says it's time to consider decriminalization. Glad to hear that one. Nora Volkor, director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, penned an essay for Journal Health Affairs that's titled Addiction Should Be Treated, Not Penalized. It lays out the case against incarcerating people over low-level drug offenses and looking at the issues as a public health matter. While it stops short of explicitly endorsing decriminalization, Volkor says that the current system leads to disappropriate enforcement against communities of color and can actually increase the risk of overdose deaths. We have known for decades that addiction is a medical condition, a treatable brain disorder, not a character flaw or a social form of deviance. And I think that is so important for us all to understand because this is a legitimate medicine and it's important that we keep breaking down the stigmas and we keep talking about it.
Absolutely. Can't go away. It's here. It's here.
Exactly.
And now I want to do a quick member shout out to all the recent licensed members and ancillary members that signed up since the last time we were on. And we want to say a quick shout out to Sun Provisioning, the Morency Brothers, Rare, Fourscore, Inthalitic, Conquer Media Group, Medbrook Solutions, and Evan Latinas.
Thank you all, and we're glad you're all on board. And now we're going to jump on over to Mr. Kyle CoHee.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're glad
Appreciate
you came.
it.
Yeah, made the trip out to join us today.
Absolutely.
How's everything going?
It's going great. It's absolutely doing wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so good to hear.
Day, another $1, another time to sell some more pot. It's absolutely a great day.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
How was the drive up here?
It was good. It was good. Now we just did a lateral slide over there. No, it was good. It was real good. Beautiful out. Had the moonroof open, had the tunes cranking, so that was good.
Nice. Where is your location at?
So we're just north of Flint. So we're right off of Pearson Road and 75.
Okay.
Just down Pure North Boulevard. Basically 3 doors down from Cracker Barrel.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Your store, when we first walked into it, to me was like walking into like a Vogue. I don't know how to describe it. It's just the colors are so vibrant and it's so cool and it's really friendly. It's like you don't want to leave.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, we did a lot of work for the store and a lot of the colors and schemes and stuff came off of, just driving around Flint, seeing the industrial type of look, and that's a common theme right now, and the burnt wood and a lot of the shelves and stuff. Sean and I actually, my business partner, cut a lot of the wood and sanded them, lacquered them, and put them up as shelves. Saved us a ton of money. Same thing with some of our counters and different displays and stuff like that. It's all off of wood that we had milled and slabbed, put together. So,
That is so cool.
yeah, so we did. It was a lot of nights and weekends, so I can tell you that.
Definitely personal. Yeah, you made it your own.
Yeah, we burn all the wood ourselves and stuff too. So we just, had it all shipped in, and we just started burning with the torches and had a good time doing it, actually. So,
That's really cool.
It was.
But the tunes were cranking then too.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Now you're originally from Michigan.
Yeah, I'm from Flint. So
From Flint.
I'm from the Davison area. So there's 3 partnerships that are set up through our company. So there's Kurt, Sean, and myself. And Sean and I are both from Davison area, just outside of Flint.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. And you all have been friends for how long?
Oh man, Sean and I go back to probably about time we were about 8, 9 years old, and then his cousin Kurt. I met Kurt about 5, 6 years ago.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
they're cousins.
Yes, they are.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
didn't
a
realize that.
family. It's a family deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that the partnership you have now is kind of the origins of the reason you got into cannabis in the first place?
It started it. We had some mutual friends that were in the caregiver business. We knew about how the caregiver business worked and how those things went, and we really wanted to start a business and started a cannabis business. And so, originally we put our money together and we thought we could do it for that much, and then all of a sudden it turned into that much, and then it into that much, and then and the story goes on. So we just put everything together and got it all together, and was able to make this happen, which was really cool. That was kind of the origin of how it started. But I mean, for us, it was we use marijuana, we know the product, we see some health benefits to it. And, the other thing too is my partner Kurt's a veteran. So we're a veteran-owned company. So we knew there was a big thing with PTSD. We wanted to be able to help out with that, see if we could, be here to help people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what led you though? I mean, I know it's a friend-based. What led you individually into the cannabis space?
Well, I don't want to speak for my partners exactly, but for myself was about 6 years ago. Oh man, maybe it was 7 years ago. I was on a bunch of anxiety medicine.
Okay.
And I was taking a bunch of anxiety medicine. I felt like a robot and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an alternative try, and I smoked marijuana, but I never used it really for medical. I used it for recreational.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, okay, let's start doing it differently. Let's start microdosing this stuff. Let's start doing edibles. Let's start vaporizing it, smoking a little bit at a time, not a lot at a time. And it was amazing what happened. Probably about a month after that, I started weaning myself off my pills. All of a sudden, I'm off my pills. All of a sudden, years later, I'm still off my pills. And I've been doing kind of the same regimen every day. I don't do it always the same way, but it's just microdosing a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed to really help me. So that really kind of got my interest when the legalization market was coming about. And I said, man, I just really want to try something. I want to be able to get into this business to help people if I can. So that's what I did. We got into it, and, it was a mixture of that, trying to maybe sustain a living down the road from this. And then, all of a sudden we started and we opened up. And to be honest, what happened, and I think all my partners will agree with me on this, as soon as our pediatric patient, our first one came through our door. And I remember that day. I will never forget it. His name's Jamie. And Jamie came walking through those doors, and I said, holy crap. I heard his story. I heard his mom telling me about the story, how it happened, how he was, just basically not able to function very well and had a lot of outbreaks and different things with behavioral. And all of a sudden, the cannabis was helping him, and he was going to school, and he was reading. He was a brain trauma. I believe he was a brain trauma victim was what happened there. And he all of a sudden is going to school, talking, walking, doing things, and using cannabis. And that is absolutely amazing to me.
Right.
And that got me very emotional from that side of things. And I said, man, I gotta get it. We gotta make this business work. We just gotta make it. One thing about our group is we're not wealthy guys. We're not. We all had jobs. We were the average Joes. I mean, we really were. And we literally took our mortgages, everything you can think of, ways of trying to figure out how we can get money and show money. That's what we did. And we were able to get in there. So it was awesome.
Sheer determination.
It really was.
Yeah,
it really was. I mean, our first, our store when we opened, I think we had a very limited amount of product in there. I mean, very limited, and it just has grown and grown and grown, and it's just been great to see it happening. And we're really happy to be able to work in the Flint area and help people out through there. And I think people really like our facility and like how we treat people. I mean, we're just very service and customer oriented.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's really important. You bring up the story about the pediatric patient. Can you tell us a little bit what led to your patient consultations?
For the patient consultations, So patient consultations we found a need that there was a lot of elderly and even young that just didn't know much about marijuana and didn't know about cannabis and wanted to figure out how it could help them. It was, I couldn't sleep. I can't, I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I'm not, I have pains in my hip. I have pains in my knee, whatever it could be. Anxiety. I mean, just so many different things. And so we just decided that we needed to have an outlay for those people to come in and have a safe, easy spot to talk to people. And so we did. So we designated part of our low reception area into consultation areas for when people come in. And if they really want a private one, we'll take them in the back and utilize our conference table in our break room. So that was something that was really good for us. And it got a lot of people that had a bad stigma about this industry. And they weren't able to they didn't have the stigma anymore because we were able to help them through.
Right.
Write out plans for them, show them it, say, hey, try this. And, it's definitely, as we all know, cannabis works one way for one person, different for somebody else, right? So what happens for me might be different for you. So that's something that was really challenging when you're doing a consultation because, you'll get the person to come back and go, that didn't work. Well, okay, I know. All right, let's try this. We're going to, remember, we talked about a plan. We got to put a plan together. We can't just say, there you go, you're good. It just didn't happen that way. So,
or see somebody else do it and think it's, you can apply it to yourself.
Exactly.
That's how important they are.
Right. Just like, for me, when I talk about my journey with cannabis from a medical side, I always tell people all the time, what I do, don't do. It might not work for you. I remember the first time I tried it. I was in a different industry. I was walking into a client to meet with the CEO of a very large bank. And I remember I walked through those doors and all of a sudden I was like, oh boy, I'm feeling this. Walked out of there, happened to have a very good conversation with the guy, got out of there, went back in my car and I was like, what just happened? How did this just happen? But what I noticed is you could tell I'm an anxious and I'm a fidgety person and I'm by nature, but you should have saw me before. So you think this is not bad. This is actually really calm. So, when I got out there and was like, wow, I can't believe this happened. It was just amazing what happened afterwards. And all of a sudden my career on that other side started going up.
Wow.
And I thought, wow. And I've worked in that industry for 21 years. And that was the last, 8 years of me working in the industry. And it was like, wow, this is something to do. There's something to this for sure.
And it helped to get you off of your pharmaceuticals too.
It did.
Yeah.
Completely.
Your anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I always tell people like I started smoking to get rid of my anxiety, but for some people they start smoking and they get anxiety. And it's it can be like that flip flop. So but like the method, there's so many different ways now, and that's why they're very important. But and it's funny because I had a conversation earlier this week with a entrepreneur who had a pharmaceutical testing company, and he was saying how the cannabis industry wasn't really a competitor, and I kind of mentioned that it's more of a lifestyle if you really just use it right and for the enrichment of your health.
Exactly.
And that's why it's so important.
Exactly. And, to boot, the people that are feeling that anxious and when they do try cannabis, you got to get some CBD in your life.
Exactly.
CBD is your go-to. That is what is going to help offset everything. And that's why, full spectrum, getting the full spectrum type of CBD, full spectrum, even full spectrum cannabis and CBD together, when you're putting it all together, it works. You get that entourage effect. And it's actually very elating, for me at least, feeling when it happens, and I get energy off of it. So like I say, I'm kind of a little different when it comes to cannabis. A lot of people say, oh, I go to bed, but you can give me the highest indica and you can give me the highest sativa, and I go, okay, which one's which? Because it does something a little different for me, but some people are different on that end of it. So it's
for sure.
You got to get CBD in your life if you like THC, make sure you like CBD as well.
Well, we do have a cannabinoid system. I mean,
Yeah, we sure
full
do.
spectrum. So yeah, that's how we should ingest it.
Sure do.
And that's the thing, the whole conversation of terpenes is to be had. But what are some of the things like special you do for veterans? I understand that it is veteran owned, and are there any programs?
Yeah.
To highlight that.
So every day we do 10% off for all of our veterans, and then twice a month we do 25% off.
Oh wow! Every
specific
day,
days.
10%,
Every day is 10%. Yeah,
and
then
twice a month. Is
twice a month 25.
Wow.
Yeah, we do that on the 3rd and the 17th of every month.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's something that for us to give back, to help out, do stuff like that. I've worked with the Michigan Cannabis Association. I think it's the Michigan Veteran Cannabis Association with Anton, and he has came up to our store and talked to us and stuff like that. And I said, let's do some things directed around veterans. We hire veterans. We definitely do everything we can on that end of it to help out with our veterans. And we do have programs that if a veteran wants to come in and do consultation, we definitely want to sit down and have that conversations with them and help them, because a lot of those guys are the same way. They feel the same way. They don't, should I not, or I don't want to try something different. I just, I grow my stuff and that's what I'm going to do. And, there's some other ways that could potentially help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's awesome that you're allowing them a safe space to just come in and be able to, just talk and figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come in and talk to our people. I mean, we have a great staff on that works really well with everyone. I mean, we have our managers who will do the one-on-one consultations with everyone. And then we have our staff that's been trained by our managers and been trained by people that done consultations in the past. And that's what's great about it. We definitely have our new employees that are learning, and then we have our employees that have already been there and done that, and they're going to help out. And so we found that a lot of people, instead of booking our consultations, but coming in because they really get one. You really get a mini one, you get one right off the bat. And if we don't, one of our philosophy is, if we don't know the answer, that's fine. We don't need to know the answer. Let's look up. We got the POSs are able to get online. You can Google it. You can go ahead and ask someone else. Take a second, stop, and make sure you get the right answer for them. Don't give them just what your personal opinion is. Let's see what we can do to help out with maybe some more of a masses.
That extra step, I like that. Just more personal.
Yeah.
I like that.
For sure.
You touched on a little bit, about your business model. When you're hiring, describe that atmosphere with your employees to us, like your training and what you expect from them.
Yeah. So, I mean, our training, typically we always start everyone up front. We call it the reception area. I hate that name. I really do. I actually asked our general manager, I'm like, can we try to find a different name for that thing? Because they're really not that. As Sean would say, they're the quarterback.
Yeah.
They're the quarterback to this place.
Exactly.
You are literally the person that is handling when everyone comes in. So, from a training aspect, we start everyone there so that they can learn the patients, learn what's going on. They can be able to interact and all that. Then as they go on, we do bring them into the back and allow them to start working as a bud tender product specialist. And then they're able to learn more about it. So we do every day, our managers are asking everyone, hey, what's the percentage of THC on this? What's this? What does this happen? How does this affect? How does this work? And so it's good that we do that because it's ongoing training. It keeps everybody fresh. So because we do have downtime, and when we do have that, let's learn the products. Let's figure it out. And that's what we highly encourage it and ask our employees, hey, please learn the product, learn what you're selling these people and telling them, because we want to know.
Right. Well, in any industry that you're in, restaurant, it doesn't matter. You have to know and understand what you're selling if you want to sell it.
You should be a professional of your craft.
Exactly. Yeah.
The first thing I do if I have if I can't make a decision on what to eat, I ask the waiter, what do you recommend?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like if they don't have an opinion, I'm just I gotta make my own.
Exactly.
You mean to tell me I gotta make my own?
I was just talking to someone the other day, and they were telling me about how everybody tells me that their people are great, and everybody tells me that this is great, and everybody tells me this is great, and I'm like, I can tell you right now, they're like, they always tell them that we'll give you the best advice. And I said, no, we won't always give you the best advice. It's not going to happen. We wanted to, want to, but again, cannabis is different for everyone.
Right.
So we want to help you. And the best advice what most people think of is what's the highest THC? I want the highest THC. I want the highest THC. You got anything that's 30? I think 28, 29. No. Come on, let's go back down.
Right,
and so,
right.
I watch our product specialists all the time. We'll talk to people and say, no, you don't want any of this. You want to come over here. And it might be a down sell. It might not be an upsell, but it's still, it's because they're listening.
Right.
And they're knowing what that person wants. And that's the biggest thing that we notice that happens a lot is I go into dispensaries all the time and I go, they didn't listen to me.
Exactly.
They just want to tell me what I need to have to get them high.
Right.
And they want to sell me the highest tier.
Right.
Okay. The highest tier might not be what you need. Right. We carry a big selection of flowers. So it's like, for us, there could be any time there's 45 to 50 strains on medical and 45 to 50 strains on recreational.
Right. How do you tell them apart?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's something we got real clever with. We have our Enlighten page. So our Enlighten page, we classify everything. And that's a common thing that's been happening with the dispensaries. People put their own spin on what they feel is sativa, indica, hybrid, and all that stuff. So we did the same thing. We put ours into categories and we put the explanations. When you get our gram to our eighth or ounce, it doesn't matter what it is. It might be a refresh, and it's going to tell you the whole definition of what we feel refresh means and what it should do to you and help you.
Right.
And so we put that on every flower bag that goes out, except for the ones that are prepackaged, because obviously they prepackage it for us. And
right.
We're ready to go. But for us, when when we got people in there messing with it, we figure out what the stuff is and what we need to do.
Well, and education is key.
Yeah.
It's still all about educating. Yeah.
And we just want to help everybody. As much as we can.
Right.
Really, that's the game here. I can always say, trust me, I wish we could just go out and back and smoke one and do all that stuff, which, obviously, sorry, Sean, I know I won't be able to do that, but Sean's like the guy on my side here. So, but at the same point, it's cool. It's really cool to watch. It's really cool to see what's happened with this industry, and to be a part of it is I pinch myself all the time.
Well, and to know that you're helping.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
The little boy who came in,
I know
to just to see the quality of life change before your eyes is just astonishing.
I know it.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Any pediatric patient that comes in and is able to, comes through our facility, we give them employee discount. I don't do that. I'm not. Look, there's ways of making money.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it off kids.
Wow.
Sorry,
They're still patients.
They're patients,
Yeah.
and they need it. And mom and dad, I don't care what your situation is. You could be a billionaire, millionaire, or you could be a zero there. I don't care. I'm going to give you the same, because you shouldn't have to because we can't put it through insurance, because we can't do it. It's expensive, and they shouldn't have to house the burden for that. So I'm going to do everything I can.
You make me tear up.
And say, widening that accessibility, and affordability is huge.
Yeah,
it is huge. Yeah.
Some people, take their daily savings and spend what they can.
Yes.
Because it is medicine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, trust me, I see them. I talk to them. They know who I am. They know who my two partners are. Because we're always there. We're always at the store. So I see those people, and it's and we always try to help them out when we can. If we can't help everybody, but we try to help as much as we can.
Right. And you're doing your part. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How has curbside helped since the little pandemic we're going through?
Yeah, well, curbside was awesome. At first, it was like, wow, nobody's coming in. We got cars all over the place. We look really busy. I love taking pictures, like showing on the internet. But it helped. It was huge.
Okay.
Thank God we didn't get shut down.
Right, I know.
I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now if we got shut down.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of money.
Right.
We didn't have the backings like that. Right. So this would have been terrible for us if we would have got shut down. So curbside was absolutely huge. And I noticed a huge uptick in all these new medical. And remember, throughout all of 20, I was medical. So we went recreational in December of 20.
Right. Okay.
So that whole time, all we had to depend on and have to help us was our medical patients. So we really took a huge stance on making sure our medical patients were taken care of and make sure that they're first. And that was a big deal for us. From the curbside is I feel a lot of people that went to Detroit or Saginaw or Lansing or Port Huron, because Flint kind of has people going everywhere, that I think they they were going by their dispensaries before that they went to. And I think once they figured out that we were there, they were like, oh, they're right here.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
So, and we noticed a big uptick because people were home.
Okay.
Right.
So I think that was, for us, that helped us just from an exposure point of view because people saw that we were there.
Wow,
So that was
that's really
nice.
cool. Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that. So that helped us from that standpoint of it. But too, we were very happy to open the doors and get people back into the store.
Mhm,
And
absolutely.
and there was a lot of challenges with that, as everybody knows.
Right.
It had challenges. I'm sure pretty much everybody had to have had that at one point.
Well, and you said too that you took your consultations out to the cars.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of times, and a lot of times you'll see if somebody has a pre-order or whatnot, our bud tenders will go out to the car, and all of a sudden they're consultating someone.
Mhm.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, hold on, we'll be back, and bringing up a different order
Oh, nice.
and figuring it out for them. So that was a nice thing too, and we had a pretty good system in place, with the call and with our online services and our menus and stuff like that. It really was, we were very fortunate because we had a pretty good system already in place for this before it even happened. We didn't really know,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome to hear
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
For
People-
someone who's I'm sorry.
No.
But for someone who has never been, I know Ida has been multiple times, but someone who would hear lighten up provision and MicroBuddery,
Mhm.
I would come in and ask, like, what kind of concentrate do you have? Is there any special meaning behind the MicroBuddery? Or
Yeah,
just,
so the
come about?
the MicroBuddery, I get asked that a lot. Like, what's a MicroBuddery? What is that? Are you guys a micro business, or do you plan on doing a micro business? No. What the MicroBuddery is we're in a 12,000 square foot building. So we have, we have half of that building currently.
Mhm.
And our goal and our mission is to have a grow process in the dispensary.
Gotcha.
And so that's something that we're looking to do. So the MicroBuddery is our grow. That's going to be our grow. And the reason why we named it that is I'm just playing it off the microbrews. I really am. I'm not that creative. I'm not that creative at all. It was off the microbreweries. And, when you read the definition, locally batched, homegrown, however, I just flipped some words, took the brewery out, put buttery in there and called it a day. And
Right.
that was basically what it is. It's something that we're planning on doing to grow very high quality, different quality.
Mhm.
And when you say high quality, it could be numerous things, but a very, a very small batch type of a scenario and a brewery of some sort, buttery.
Yeah.
It's just to grow that. And then we're going to exclusively grow strains for the store. And then we're going to grow strains for outside the store too, for other places.
Nice.
But yeah, we're going to have some specific things because over the last, we've been open a year and a half now, almost 2 years coming up. We've listened to our patients. I mean, we have a board in back that has stuff written down, and we write it down, throw it in a file so that we can talk, so when we go to do the grow, we know what kind of strains that people are looking for, what's most common type of stuff. And, we can pull up some past history too, which is nice.
Yeah, that's important to know what your customers want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that, that personal background information, make them feel at home, stuff out of, the cannabis realm, what their kids are up to, anything in their work life,
Yeah.
because most people come right out of work.
Hey, I look at this thing as this is not my dispensary; it's everybody's dispensary. I want everybody to check it out. Come look at it. Tell us what we're doing good, what we're not doing good, what we can improve on, what we can't improve on. Just all good stuff. I mean, it's it's very positive for us to keep things moving and make sure our patients are being heard. We definitely, our medical is huge for us. I mean, it's absolutely huge. Without them, we would not be here. I mean,
Beautiful.
I truly, I know that, I believe it, and I've seen it. Recreational has been great. We have great recreational patients. We have a lot of people that come back, but our medical base has just been solid for us. It has been solid, and they come back and they support us. And, we are one of the locally owned and operated ones. Any day you come in there, you're going to probably see one of us come walking through the store, back, whatever, talking to customers. If somebody needs to take a break, I'll jump up, go up to the reception desk, I'll bud tend. I'm not good, but I'll do it. I always tell people what my favorite stuff is. But, that happens, and we are there, and that's what we do, you know, and we're veteran owned. So we're truly what you would call the local homegrown type of, type of guys, you know, put this dispensary together, and, you know, what a blessing. I mean, really, what a blessing. It really is.
I mean, just like you said, sometimes I'm in the position where I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, it's a long day, but the fact that this work I'm doing is helping people, I still, you know, pinch myself just because surprising that it's real. But, you know, with, on a different note, with things, quote unquote, lightening up, restrictions getting lighter, is lighting up, being active in any kind of vendor days or anything planned out for that? Any past or recent activities? Yeah,
so we always keep our updated with our events and what's going on with vendor days on our website. So you can always view that stuff from there if you want. Today we have actually a Flourish that's coming out. I think they're coming out from 3 to 7. Could be wrong, but somewhere in there they're coming out, and I think it was 30% off all Flourish stuff today. So it was actually pretty good. It's going to be a good vendor day, and we should be pretty busy with those type of deals going on. But yeah, we do a lot of vendor days, and it seems the vendors are starting to come, starting to be able to loosen up a little restrictions so that they can allow people to come out and do those. So I think those are big deals for us. Again, for these vendors, we want to get their product out, and we want people to know about it, and have to be able to come out and be able to incentivize people to do that, to try it.
Right.
We got to do that.
Yeah, and they get to meet, the person behind the brand or the vendor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Ask questions and
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
What charities are you involved with within your community? Yeah,
so I mean, right now, what we did, our very first one that we were able to do was a veteran one, but it was a long time ago. We did a donation for Veterans Day, and then we did Toys for Tots this year for Christmas, which was awesome. You get I believe it was you give a toy, you get a 10%.
Oh my
or
goodness.
$10 off. $10 off. So so equal to $10 is what we were hoping for. And I tell you what, we filled up, I think, 3 garbage bags full in a small time. And then I left it out through New Year's, and I still have a bag that I got to get over to the lady because every time we keep missing. So I got to get that so the kids can get their toys. But yeah, we do that. And then Sarvis Park, we've been doing a lot with that. That's in Flint. They're doing a cleanup so that they can have kids out there to play, so that there's not, a safe spot for these kids to play, to do some concerts and do some fun activities, family activities at the park. So we've been doing a cleanup there and helping them with that. And we're sponsoring every event that they do and helping out with what we can to make sure that the kids have somewhere safe in Flint to be able to go and play and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's big for us. Yeah.
That community outreach is very important.
Yeah. It is. And Flint, Flint's an up and down city. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. So it's one of those things that it's important for us to try to keep a steady hand on that if we can. Try to at least, if it's just one step at a time, let's just do it.
Right. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Community involvement. I love that.
Yeah. And and our employees love it. I mean, they're not incentivized or anything like that. But we had 3 employees show up last time, able to help clean up the park and stuff. And that's on their Saturday. Saturday morning, they don't have to. They're not working or anything. So it was cool to see. And hopefully we get some more community outreach and get some patients over there and help us out and get some more stuff done.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I think one of our members said they started a kickball league. Might have to get on that.
I'll tell you what, man. I can play some mean kickball. I can play that. I might be a bigger guy, but I can definitely do some thing on the kickball.
Hey, it's all about the legwork.
It really is.
It's all about the legwork.
Yeah.
Regardless of size.
Yeah, for sure.
But and that is a great way to bring people together. Just just sports. And,
absolutely.
And a little medication before or after anybody either.
Gotta have a little fun, right?
Right.
Gotta
Exactly.
have a little fun.
And don't you have like some like THC or CBD lines or brands in the store to help like with athletes or anybody in health and wellness that works out for like pre and post workout?
Yeah, so we do. We got some stuff that you obviously can't always express what it can do. Right. So you have to be very careful on that. But yeah, we do. We have Wise Owl. That's a great product, natural stress solution for CBD, and which is really good for beginning and using that stuff before before I work out. Now, obviously, I'm not talking from experience, but I do have patients that are out there that use it, and they use the THC. Some of them using the 2-to-1s, 3-to-1s on the carts, for afterwards for the burn type deal.
Right.
So they're using that. But yeah, I mean, we do. I mean, we've seen, some, obvious bodybuilders, and I know some personal ones that have used a lot of the product in there and been trying to see what would work, what works the best for them.
Right.
Yeah.
You're really encompassing like patients across the board, from all levels.
Yeah.
And that just shows that like cannabis brings all people together from different walks of life, regardless of, the intent or the purpose, just come together. And it just shows you that's, the mission statement behind the MiCIA. We're stronger together.
Exactly.
Just had to, squeeze that in there.
Yeah. It's always cute and fun watching like an older couple come in, and it's the first time they've ever been in a dispensary, and you can tell because they're just little giddy, like little kids, and they're like, "We'll get this, run out to your car," and you'll watch it. I'll watch them on the camera, and you'll see them run out, open the trunk, throw it in there real quick, get your cars.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
it's just funny, it's that stigma they're trying to get through it. So.
Right.
And yeah, you see that everywhere. I definitely see that in some of the Lansing dispensaries, some of the older customers, they have their hood on and their sunglasses. They don't want to be seen. They don't want anybody to know. Like they think somebody's going to be like, "Oh, hey, Mary," like walking out or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny. I just walk out. I got purple hair, so if you see me, you see me. So
right.
I have nothing to hide.
Right. It is. I mean, we have all kinds of walks of life that comes in. We got a couple patients that come in from driving Bentleys, and I'm just like. You drive by back on this road to come back here when we got some other people up there. They can go up and flat out. I don't want nobody seeing me. I don't want nobody seeing me. Okay, well, you shouldn't be driving that car.
Right.
I love it, but you probably shouldn't be driving that car. That's a pretty cool car, but you're sticking out like a sore thumb.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So, that's that. I noticed that it's always it's all different walks of life of people. I mean, it's. People trying it for the first time. People have used it for years. You got the people that I've smoked marijuana for years, and now I want to try this. I want to try that.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty neat.
What has it been for you to be a member of the MiCIA?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, it's been absolutely wonderful. We call you guys very invaluable.
Aw.
Or valuable. Not invaluable. I get yelled about that all the time. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, Robin's been just great for us, and you've been great with working with us and stuff. And I mean, any question I have. I mean, it's. I don't have to wait weeks. I'm not waiting for someone. It's not one of those things where I'm worried about that. Robin calls me right back. I mean, she's always right on top of it. And anything I, have asked her or anything like that, like, hey, I got a question about this, question about that. Let me find out. Let me do this. Let me do that. And she always follows up. I mean, and it's been absolutely amazing for us. I mean, we've, out of anything we've looked at, this is something that we've really been noticed that it's been the best for us. For our business.
No, thank you. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad that we're able to provide that service for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great. It really has. I mean, it's just to be able to have the know-how, to have people fighting for us, to help them working for us, so that we don't, we're trying to keep this thing going.
Right.
You're in a business where, it's real here in Michigan and stuff, but you're just trying to keep this thing going. You don't have time to constantly go out and try to fight for it,
Right.
And we want to, but it's just something we're trying to keep this thing going, So
well, and that's how we feel. There's enough to go around, and we're here for everyone. So
yeah, there's really a piece for everybody.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Agree 100%.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kyle, so much for joining us today.
No problem,
it was
guys.
awesome
Thank you
getting
so
to
much.
sit with you and hear about your store.
No, I appreciate
all
it.
the mission statements that you're working on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Providing.
Yeah, come on out, check us out sometime. Me and my partners in the next month are going to start going around, looking at craft cannabis companies, looking at people that are doing it that maybe don't have people out selling it for them.
Okay.
Trying to get some specific products in.
Nice.
Do a lot of, try to get some. We want to be able to have the best strains, and so that's what myself, Sean Kurt, are going to start doing here soon. We're going to call it the cannabis tour. So
nice.
If any of you guys are out there and you guys think you guys got really good stuff and you need to have it in our store, we want it. We want it in our store because we want to have everything that we can possibly have. We're trying to build this, what we call the mini superstore.
Nice.
We don't have the money for the big superstore, but we got the mini superstore, so we'll take it. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going to be out there soon.
Awesome.
Well, I've been sending people out there though.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
you
going
have
to
that.
be out there soon. I'm gonna have to make a note of it, make a little field trip. But what are we having on next week?
Oh, next week we're Russ Chambers from the Botanical Company is going to join us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we hope you all join us next week to hear from Russ and his story.
And his brand.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go to the ancillary member shout out. This week we have MiCIA Grain, and MiCIA Grain is the leading supplier of food grade ethanol for the cannabis and hemp industry, a local producer that can not only provide you high quality ethanol, but their licensing division will assist you through the complex licensing process with the Michigan Liquor Control to ensure you're abiding all state and alcohol laws. Conveniently located in Lansing, Michigan, food grade ethanol is perfect for root vaporization and simple tincture soaking.
Nice. Thank you. Well, that's our show for today. And if you're in the Mount Morris area around Flint, stop in at the MicroBuddery Provisioning Center, get hooked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're a veteran,
10% off.
absolutely 10%
Every day
off.
and twice a month.
Yep.
On the
Twice a
3rd and 17th of every month.
Yep. Yeah. Those are big days for us.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Everyone have a great day. Take care.
Thanks, guys.